Hello everyone. In continuous to the last discussion about how bad the two-state solution is, I will talk about the next point, which is the so-called right to return of the so-called Palestinian refugees problem. If anyone doesn't know, the refugee problem, the right to return problem, is based on the historic fact that in the War of Liberation in 1948-1949, around 700,000 Arabs from around 400 towns evacuated their towns and fled to other areas all around the Middle East, especially to Jordan. Today, right, by the way, most of the population of Jordan is those refugees. Now, they were taken care of by the UN, and the UN actually maintained their position as refugees and didn't allow them to rehabilitate themselves like the Jews did with their own refugees. More than 1 million Jewish refugees from Arab countries that were expelled by the Arabs, and Israel took care of them in less than 10 years, in addition to millions of Jews from Europe that were expelled by the Europeans in the Second World War. Israel took care of them without any help of the UN and any other organization, but the Arabs seem to enjoy the refugee problem. Now, the Arabs' demand is that those Arabs in a peace agreement with Israel will allow to return to exactly the same location and towns and villages where they lived before 1948. Now, I can talk on a different video about the origin of those Arabs. I would say in a short notice that most of them are Egyptians that came from Egypt in the 19th century. Give me, for example, the village of Abu Kabir, which is in the center of Tel Aviv. It's named after a village in Egypt called Abu Kabir. You can look in the map of Egypt in whatever you want, and you will find a village called Abu Kabir. So to claim that those Arabs from Abu Kabir should return to live in Israel and to claim that this is their country simply doesn't make any sense to me. Now, right now, because the UN consider Palestinian refugees as not just the refugees, the actual refugees that fled Israel in 1948, but also their descendants. Unlike any other refugees, that means that there's around 4 million people that are considered to be Palestinian refugees, and they are supposed to return to Israel if Israel will agree to those crazy conditions. And that means that Israel would have to evacuate places like Ashdod, Ashkelon, Be'er Sheva, places inside of Tel Aviv and around Tel Aviv and near Haifa, many places in the Galil, many kibbutzim and moshavim, though most of those places were actually Jewish towns before they became Arab towns. So to evacuate them in order to make room for Arabs to come simply doesn't make any sense. To evacuate Yavne, which was a Jewish town and then became an Arab town, was to evacuate Tsipori, where the Mishnah was written, and other places, simply doesn't make any sense. Now, what army exactly and what police exactly are supposed to evacuate those Jews? We're talking about cities with hundreds of thousands of people. You really think that the army, the Israeli army, will cooperate with the evacuation of Jews inside of Israel? The Israeli army hardly even cooperate with evacuation of Jews inside of the West Bank. So to assume that the army will evacuate those Jews, or those Jews will evacuate themselves, it simply doesn't make any sense. It's physically impossible. The Jews will never evacuate those places, and this is exactly why every government that will agree to this situation will fall on the same day. No government will agree to this crazy condition, and this is exactly why, as long as the Arab doesn't give up this crazy demand of the so-called right to return, there will never be any peace between the Arabs and Israel. I will go to the next subject in the next video.